Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain and welcome back. Today I thought I'd address the first few comments and bits of feedback that I've received from my friends and family, people around me and so on and so forth in regards to my videos, considering that so far it's the feedback that has meant the most to me. And as a result, I thought I'd address some of these points and just point out kind of what I'm aware of, what I'm trying to do about it, and whatever else. So first off, why do I always look down and to the left? That's because that's where my notes are. Ultimately, I would love to be able to do all of these videos completely off the top of my head, but doing that is kind of difficult, especially as I'm still getting used to just sitting in a room by myself talking to an empty space behind my PC, and as a result, it's useful just to have my notes down to one side so that I have something to refer back to, just something to cue me back in, to try and get me back on script, to stop me from rambling as much as I would otherwise, and so on and so forth. Next, why no jump cuts? Why aren't I editing my videos down more? And this one's a bit more of a uh, situation that I'm kind of thinking I don't want to. Like, I can understand that gaps in content, or when I and which trust me is another point I'm going to get to in a moment. When I get to moments to stop and think and so on and so forth, then at least you're seeing me think. And if I was sat there in a room coaching you, if I was sat there in a room having a discussion with you, bringing up points, talking about my experience, trying to, showing interest in yours and so on and so forth, then you wouldn't have jump cuts. It would be really weird if 1 minute in a conversation when I was asking you about what you thought about something in the news, or when I was telling you about something that had happened to me, or some worldly wisdom that had come out of a coaching session, that suddenly there was a cut, my face went blank, I moved to a slightly different position and then started talking again. That'd be weird. And I very much want this to be an extension of me as a coach, and as a result, I don't want to limit how much of me is seen purely on me umming, ahhing, having a moment to think, having a moment to catch up, looking down at my notes, and so on and so forth. I feel like if I did cut out all of those things, then it wouldn't be as direct or as personal or as exemplary in regards to an example of who and what I am and how I do things, as it could be. And so doing the jump cuts and things, I completely, if ever I have someone kick down the door, or a cat jump on my shoulder, or I don't know, the world end around me, then yeah, I'll probably cut that out of a video. But at the moment, I've been able, apart from yesterday, where and parts of this morning, where we had very loud roadworks outside, which meant that I had to delete everything that I did, even though I was quite happy with the way that I had done the videos otherwise. With the exception of those occasions, I'm quite happy with just the way that that these have been turning out, and you guys can hopefully see that I'm getting more comfortable with the fact that I am talking to thin air, and as a result I'm not umming and ahhing and pausing and whatever else as much. But moving on to the umming and ahhing, yeah, I do it because at times it's I've got this thing in my head, my brain's moving much faster than my mouth, as much as my mouth at times can move very fast. It's still, I'll and I'll and I admit that especially in the first few videos I did, when it was really genuinely completely unnerving to be sat in a room talking to myself, and yet still being completely aware that potentially this will go out to people that I know, people that I don't know, people that will judge me, people that will support me, people, the world at large. That's a terrifying set of prospects, especially when I'm doing it in a space whereby I'm completely isolated, because I never used to be when I was a kid, but very much more now. I very much enjoy interacting with people. I don't necessarily have to be in the same room with them, but at the same time it helps. I would much prefer to give a seminar to a couple of thousand people in a lecture theatre, where I can see their reactions and see their responses and deal with the way that they're responding to what I'm saying, and where I can directly address the mood and flow of the situation and conversation in that environment, than here, where as soon as I finish talking and as soon as I've put things together and put it up onto YouTube and shared it to wherever else I'm sharing it, once that's done, it's done, and it's beyond my control. I can't directly respond in the moment to how people are going to address what I've said, and that's both something that's scary, but also something that I'm glad of, because it means that in theory, people will not hold back in their responses, and I appreciate that. Could that mean that I get an awful lot of hate online? Yeah. Do I care? No. It comes down to, you can say, you know, this is something that I used to say to the guys that I worked with when we used to, they used to take the piss out of me in the morning when I was doing deliveries with them. It's like, if you want to take the piss, if you want to wind me up and all the rest of it, then that's fine. I'll play along to an extent, as long as it doesn't affect the shift, as long as it doesn't affect the way that you're working or the way that I'm working. If it makes you feel better, say whatever you want. I don't care. And so if I had 100 angry individuals turning up in my comment section and insulting me, and they're the only people that really get under my skin on a regular basis are my family, and that's because they're my family and I'm stuck with them. And so it's like, those people will get under my skin, fine. Other people, not so much. And so it's like, am I, you know, I'm umming and erring because my brain is moving very quickly and my mouth is not. And so, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to make sure that I focus on what I'm saying, what I'm doing, and so on and so forth, so that I don't have those pauses, so that I don't and as much, and so that it continues to be more pleasant to watch and listen to. But at the same time, there are going to be moments. I'm not going to just stop and gaze off into the distance for a long period without saying anything, because those are the numerous videos that I've deleted. I've deleted probably about at least double, probably 3 times as many videos that I've recorded than I've actually kept, because I've not been happy with the way that I've said things, the way that I've done things. I missed something. There's been something going on in the background, as with yesterday, where I had the roadworks outside killing my audio. And it's like, okay, fair enough. Those videos will probably never be seen. Many of them have been completely deleted and removed from existence already. However, the umming and erring doesn't bother me so much, because that's just me in a conversation where I'm trying to put my thoughts together in a way that I can then communicate. I realise that at times it's something that I'm having to refresh and go over several times in my head to make sense of, and the pause gets a little long, or I'm halfway through a sentence. Fair enough. I realise that may not be the most entertaining content unless my face makes something a particularly funny shape. Who knows? It's that already. But regardless of that, I'm hoping that through me making a point of moving forward and developing myself and making sure that I don't have as many times that I and whatever else, and also improvements to the video and improvements to things that I'm discussing and the way that I'm discussing them and all those kind of things. I'm hoping that you guys see the progression through the video, because I'm applying everything that I speak about in my videos to what I'm doing here as well as what I'm doing elsewhere. And as a result, I would like to think that through the videos and through the improvements that I make in myself, you guys will be able to see that the things that I'm suggesting, the things that I'm talking about and so on, can be directly applied and do work. But then moving on to the next couple of points. Sound and lighting. My lighting isn't best set at the moment, but that's because, as I said in earlier videos, this space is still kind of in development. I've still got stuff to put up on walls, I've still got stuff to unpack. There's a big box full of crap behind my desk over here that needs sorting out. The room doesn't even actually have a radiator at the moment. The radiator is being put on the wall, in theory, at some point next week, and as a result, there is a large empty space over here which is not filled with anything to absorb or deal with, reflect sound, and so on and so forth. In which case, at the moment, I'm recording directly, but if the sound, once I have everything set up properly, which will hopefully be sometime before the end of the year, then I'll be able to address the sound and maybe improve it to one degree or another. But I'm still coming through clearly. You can still understand what I'm saying, and as a result, that's what I'm aiming for. In regards to the lighting, again, once I've got things set up, then in theory over here I'll have my lighting rig arranged so that the lighting will be better, and I will not be purely reliant on daylight, because, as said, towards the end of the year it's going to get more gloomy. It's Britain, it's gloomy anyway, and as a result I'll be more dependent on artificial lighting, and the light up there is a bit shitty. So I'll be working on that. But then the thing that I've been enjoying most, and the thing that the people put across to me, was, so why aren't you putting pictures and music and things like that in your videos? Music, first off, I don't see the point. Like, if I'm talking to someone, then when I'm talking to you guys, I don't see there being a point in just having random music in the background, especially if I give myself the potential to screw it up and as a result not have my audio coming out and you just listening to, I don't know, 10 minutes of royalty-free music from YouTube or from wherever else I find it. Then it's a case of, well, you're not getting any value from the video, because in theory the value comes with the stuff that I'm talking to you about. But in regards to pictures, it's been a long time since I did anything in regards to photo editing, anything in regards to working with media. The last time I really did was when I was finishing secondary school and I was doing an ICT course, and as a result, through that, yeah, I've got a lot of the basic skills required to do this kind of thing, but I'm having to teach myself all over again. And to be fair, that's been one of the most fun things about doing this so far, because it's, learning stuff is great. I love learning stuff. It's great fun. It's amazing fun. One of the things to be happy in life, in my opinion, is that you should be curious about everything, because that way everything that you find out, everything that's new, everything that's interesting, that comes into your life, and you can rip it apart and you can find out how it works and you can do all of these various things, then that's fun to me. And I realise that may not be the same for everybody, but again, curiosity is a thing that I can't help but feel is good for people, and I'm sure I'll do a video on that at some point in the future anyway. But as a result, I've been very much enjoying sitting down and working out how software works, having a look through tutorials and things online, looking at the information that YouTube provides anyway, and going back and forth and seeing what else is going on, just to try and work out how I am going to do these things. And so, hopefully I've already started testing things out and looking at how things are working in that regard. So hopefully you guys over the next few weeks will see that happening more in videos when it's applicable. Like, I won't be just showing images to exemplify things or to demonstrate things for the sake of doing it, because I wouldn't be doing it in a coaching session. I wouldn't necessarily just out and out, if I was talking to you about a thing, if I was talking to you down the pub, if I was talking to you for whatever reason, then there is a good chance that I would not be doing it with assisting my discussion with diagrams or putting up pictures or anything like that. So any time that if I was talking to someone, then I'd probably pull out my phone, find a picture and go, hey, look at this. Then those are probably the times that I'll be putting up pictures on the screen. Beyond that, I don't really see the point. I want to talk to you guys, and I want to have a discussion on things that I've come across. Randomly throwing up pictures is, it may very well help a discussion, and when it does, then I'll do it. But otherwise, it's just going to be an interesting thing that will distract you from potentially what I'm saying, which I feel is what has value, because that's what has had value for me, and also the people that I've coached. A lot of what I'm talking about, a lot of the things that I'm discussing are not things that are solely my ideas. They are things that have been brought to me, things that have been discussed, things that have been worked around as a result of me working with other people, dealing with other people, and having bigger discussions around those topics. But yeah, just a couple of things that people did like. Apparently, people like my face. People like me talking to you directly. That's good, I guess. I don't know why you would like this. You know, my beard has progressively grown through the course of the videos that I've put up so far. And now that at times I've been putting up videos out of order from the order that I've recorded them in, I'm sure that at times my videos will have my beard very long, and then they'll suddenly decrease, and I'll be nearly as clean shaven down the sides as I was when we first started. But you know, we'll see how that goes. If you can try and put the timeline of me recording together relative to the timeline of me uploading things, then yeah, good work. But yeah, apparently you guys very much appreciate just being talked to, and I'm really interested in having you guys talk back as well. But yeah, that's me addressing this for the first time. Any further comments and things, or things that you'd like to raise, please leave in the comments down below. And if you like the way that I seem to be dealing with this, if you approve of it, then drop me a like to let me know, or drop me a suggestion down in the comments as to how I could improve otherwise. But yeah, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.